decided to do today is talk about a singer that is near and dear to my heart. Growing up, I basically had one person that I listened to. This one person was Tom Chapin. Now, I don't actually currently have internet, so I can't really look up any information about him, but I will tell you what I do know about him just off the top of my head. Tom Chapin is a singer-songwriter who mostly sticks with folk music. He's written a variety of albums. I can't remember exactly when he started writing music, but I know that he wrote music back in the 90s, and I also know that he's still writing music to this very day. And he writes albums both for children and for adults, but in both cases we have his songs running the gambit between very serious and very goofy. And despite what singing guy might say, I do believe that it's okay to be goofy every once in a while. Oh, really? Don't get any ideas. Too late. Anyway, and aside from his songs running from serious to silly, he also doesn't shy away from putting messages into his songs. Sometimes the messages are fairly subtle. One example of this is a song that he wrote entitled Picnic of the World. Now, the music of Picnic of the World he did not write. The music that he used is actually the can-can. But he did write different words where he did a couple of things. First of all, he listed all of the countries that exist in the world, so it's very similar to what Animaniacs did, but put to different music. Although, some of the countries that he mentioned no longer exist, which is interesting. Second, it's also somewhat subtly a pro-peace piece. The entire song is all about how we're all part of the same world, where all of these countries come together, we're sharing this picnic of the world, we're all dealing with problems, we're all basically the same, and so we should all get along because we're all dealing with the same kind of issues. And it's very nicely done and very subtle, but on the other hand, he has a few songs where it's not quite as subtle. One of his more recent songs is entitled Go Away, Sarah Palin, and while this song was not written entirely by him, it's still not really subtle in the message, as you can tell by the title. So he has messages ranging from very subtle to somewhat blatant if he really feels like the message has to get out there and has to be understood. Tom Chapin was in many ways my childhood, so he has that nostalgic factor. And there are sometimes moments where you have something you enjoyed as a child, but you listen to it again and you wonder why you enjoyed it as a child. This is not the case with Tom Chapin. I've fairly recently purchased most of his stuff for my iTunes library, and I still listen to it and I still enjoy it. Tom Chapin has been able to in many ways surpass time. He is able to still be as good today as he was when he first wrote these songs back in the 90s. So why am I telling you this? Well, one, because Tom Chapin's a good singer and you should all check him out if you haven't. But more importantly, and more connected to what's happening on this channel, I'm hoping this Thursday to do my list of the top Tom Chapin songs. What I have is a top 25 list because I couldn't narrow it down to top 10 and actually couldn't narrow it down to top 20 either, but what I have for you is a top 25 list of what I consider to be the best Tom Chapin songs. That's Tom Chapin, and if you haven't heard of him before, I hope you take this as an inspiration to go check him out because he is definitely worth it. And that's everything. So I will see all of you later. So what he doesn't really hide the fact that he's trying to talk about but I have a list that I hope to be able to come out with you to